Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Deep Thoughts Thin Coats with me, Phil, the Glacial Geek. Today, I am going to be working on the Reavers that I've got painted up here. I bought two of those, the Easy Fit boxes, and I did a little bit of like minor tweaks on modding with them, just to make them a little bit differently. And we're going to go into a topic that's kind of interesting. It's a little bit different. I'm going to be going on to a channel update today, talking about things that I've got planned for the future with the channel, and looking for some advice from you guys, and just some news about things that are going to be going on. But before we go into any of that, I want to talk about two different things. One, I want to show off the incredible job that my friend Jacob PIs did. He made a Glacial Geek Primaris librarian. How freaking cool is this? How cool is this? Yeah, modding it up, making the base look super sweet. And yeah, it's super awesome. He even used green stuff to make a beard on him in the front there, and I got a closer look. I'll put up the closer look right here of his face, and you can see that. Actually, it might be just down here. I don't know, wherever it is. It's somewhere around this area. Just showing kind of the model. It was just super freaking cool, and I'm just over the moon how cool this is. And we determined that his smite power is actually a concentrated woo. So he just goes, woo, and then the person's head explodes. So, yeah, so that is pretty awesome. I also wanted to show off a bit of fan work that was done by William Robertson. I'm going to put that up right here. How cool is that? I just think it's so awesome. It's got, it really kind of captures the logo with my reaction to all the ones that I roll. I just think it looks super cool, and I'm over the moon that people want to do this for me, and you know, that I inspire that kind of thing. It's just yeah, it makes you feel good when people respond like that. So yeah, kind of going into the topic now about what we're going to be talking about today, which is a channel update. My channel's not going anywhere, so we're going to say that right off the bat. Things are going to keep coming the way they are. Still going to have some great content that I think all of you enjoy, but I'm also going to look into expanding things because we have a big announcement, which is that I'm actually going to be moving. I'm going to be leaving the great state of Alaska, and I'm going to be moving to Savannah, Georgia. It's going to happen in the middle of August, and the reason I'm going to be moving is that my wife recently was offered and accepted a full-time professor faculty position at the Savannah College of Art and Design, where she will be teaching in the Foundations Department, which is incredible opportunity for her, and I'm super proud of her. She's worked really hard over the years going for this. So we're excited to move down to Savannah, Georgia. We lived there for a while she was going to grad school for a couple years ago, and really love the city. The heat is not so much love, but you know, you deal with things to make sure you're doing well. But it does mean that I'm going to have the opportunity now to kind of go and do some more things, and I'm going to be able to expand on the channel. I think I'm going to be able to spend some more time on the channel. I think I'm going to be able to expand into other areas that I don't think we've had, that I've kind of talked about, that I've done previously. I'm looking into possibly going into some video gaming Let's Plays. You know, I think I've got kind of a ridiculous personality. When I play video games, it's always a lot of fun, and I think that it would be fun to do for the channel. So maybe some 40K video games, maybe some not 40K video games. But the content that I put out now, the 40K content that I put out, the deep thoughts, the battle reports, those are all going to stay the same. Those aren't going to change. Those are going to keep going. I'm just going to look into possibly doing more for the channel because I think it would be great. And along those same lines, I'm also going to be looking into putting out some putting together a Patreon for the page, because I want to expand. My current computer equipment just can't hold up, can't stand up to the kind of wear and tear that I put onto it, and it's come time that I'm kind of have to move on to bigger and better. So I'm looking to expand in the my equipment. I want to expand maybe the armies too, because I know a lot of people are looking for more armies, and I want to make sure that I can provide them on a more regular basis, because it's wonderful what I've been able to find with what other people provide, but at the same time it's still on me to provide the armies that people for this channel, if I want to have them on the channel. So I'm looking to possibly expand into them. I'm going to keep going with the ones. My main ones are going to be the ones I've been working on. So Dark Angels are going nowhere. Death Watch are going nowhere. The Gene Stealer Cult are going nowhere, except for bigger and better, more and more. I'm actually currently in the process of building a Scout Sentinel, or not a Scout Sentinel, it's an Armored Sentinel for the Gene Stealer Cult as we speak. I just ran out of super glue, so I'm trying to magnetize some pieces, so I need to wait until I can get that super glue together so I can do that. But yeah, so I think there's going to be great things for this channel going down to Savannah. I actually already have a friend, he used to live up here, who moved down there, Justin Burns. He's been rallying the troops down there, and everyone, I think, is ready to welcome me and hopefully be on the channel. It looks like a lot of people are interested in doing battle reports, so it's going to keep going. I'm filming a lot up here too, so there shouldn't be any lapses in it. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do about Deep Thoughts, because I'm going to be traveling. The drive down there is probably going to take about 10 days for us to get down there. So it's going to be for quite a while there. But I'm going to see what I can do about maybe getting some I'm definitely going to get battle reports out ahead of time, but I'm also going to look into possibly getting some Deep Thoughts thin coats together beforehand. But otherwise, there shouldn't be any kind of lapse in the channel because of the move, but we'll see. You know, that's fingers crossed, and that everything goes kind of the way I want it to, without any kind of unexpected things happening, which, as we all know, are completely possible to happen. So, but bar any unforeseen circumstances, things should keep going with the channel uninterrupted, and then once I get down there, I can start doing it as I've done it up here. So, yeah, so, the name's not going to change. I'm still going to be the Glacial Geek, even though there will be far fewer glaciers in Georgia than there are up here in Alaska. I was joking that I was going to change it to the Southern Fried Geek when I moved down there. But no, I think I'm going to stay the same. Glacial Geek will be the Glacial Geek until always. So no worries there. That will keep staying the same. I will keep staying the same, and we'll just look to expand, get bigger and better, and keep doing things. And the benefit of me being down there in the lower 48 is that it makes travel easier. So hopefully I can start coming to and attending some of the bigger tournaments, some of the bigger events that go on, and just be able to travel to the conventions and things like that. So hopefully there'll be more chances to see the geek out and about, and I can kind of report and see what's going on in a lot of these places, and maybe compete in some of them. I think that would be kind of cool to see how I stand up against a lot of the competitive scene around the country. So I think good things are going to happen with this. I'll be very sad to see Alaska go. I've met and been with a lot of really incredible people up here, and the support of the community up here with Tier 1 cards and games and MJs has been spectacular. And it would have been very difficult to have done this without all the support that I did receive, and all the people that were willing to paint armies and bring them together and put them up on the internet. In a battle against me. It probably helps that my dice are really bad, so people could get a win in. But yeah, it's been incredible. They've been really fun. They've been really willing to work with me, and it's been an incredible time up here. So I'm going to really miss Alaska. It's been super supportive. The 40K scene up here is incredible. So anyone who's looking to move up here, or thinking of moving up here, or has to move up here because of being being assigned to be up here, don't worry, there's an incredible scene up here, and you can find some incredible people that would be more than willing to, I'm sure, work with you and get some games in. But yeah, it's going to be change. It's going to be a bit of a change. I'm nervous and excited. The plan at this point is, when we move down there, is that I'm going to probably try to, I'm a professional photographer outside of when I'm doing this, so is hopefully do some freelance work while I'm down there, and but not go for a staff position, a full-time position, so I can put a lot of effort into this channel to keep it going and expanding and becoming more and better and bigger and better. So yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about what you would like to see expanding in there. Other areas would be cool too. I'm a huge nerd, so I love a lot of things. I love anime, I love comic books, I love video games, all of those things, and I'm looking into possibly expanding into any and every one of those things. So I'd love to turn the Glacial Geek into kind of a nerd location, but continuing to emphasize 40K, because it's a huge part of me and what I do. The amount of time and effort that I put into this hobby and want to continue putting into this hobby means that this will be the emphasis. But I would love to do more and more stuff, just because, you know, I think we all have a billion different things that we all enjoy, you know what I mean? And you can just see in the way that people respond, talking about what they watch while they paint or what they listen to while they paint. You know, we all have different interests, and I'd love to explore all of those different things. But let me know what you guys would think. And, you know, along those same lines, what would you guys be interested in as, you know, rewards for a Patreon? You know what I mean? I know it's a bit of a change. I know it's you know, me looking to make this into something bigger and better than I think what it's been. And I think that emphasis means I'm going to be committed to making this channel bigger and better. And that's the plan. But in order to do that, I'm going to need to look for some support. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of effort and a lot of work to put into this. I probably work 40 to 60 hours a week on this channel between everything that I do for it, between filming and editing and replying to comments and researching and building and painting and, you know, everything that kind of goes into it. It's a lot of time and money that I put into it, and I love it, and I really want to keep doing it. But if I want to expand it beyond just kind of what it is right now, I'm going to have to put it. It's going to take an extra bit of emphasis to make that happen. So, but I want to make sure that I'm doing what you guys want to see and doing what you guys are interested in. So let me know what you guys would be interested in. You know, if you were to support a Patreon, let me know what you guys would be interested in. You know, what kind of what you would like to see. You know, would you like to see, you know, extra, you know, other kinds of videos? Would you like to see different types of content? You know, let me know what you guys are thinking, and let me know what you guys would think as tier rewards would be kind of cool for a Patreon. And for those who are not familiar with what Patreon is, it's basically it's a page that would allow you as the viewers and the fans to support what it is that I do by, you know, pledging a monthly amount of money that you would want to do. I'm thinking of going monthly versus the videos, because I've got a pretty consistent video release schedule, but at the same time, I think just putting it up monthly would make it easier, because I put up a fair number of videos, you know, 3 videos a week, and I'm looking into expanding beyond that. It becomes harder for people to try to keep up with that. So if I can do it monthly, that way you guys can, it's easier to budget, I feel. I've always thought that. It allows people to kind of just, you know, do what they can, because I'm not looking to make you guys, I don't know what the ultimate future of the channel is, but I want to keep doing what I'm doing right now, because I've developed a fantastic community with you guys, and I've developed a fantastic way of being right now with everything that's going on. So I want to keep that going, and I don't want to lose that. But at the same time, I want to make it bigger and better, and it takes a bit. You know what I mean? I know there's certain channels, like I know that you know, Striking Scorpion and Tabletop Tactics, they charge for battle reports. That's how they continue to support, you know, their channels and what they do. Mini Wargaming has the Vault, but at this point, you know, just knowing kind of the effort and the amount of time that I have personally to be able to put out videos, I wouldn't be able to keep up the amount that I put out on this channel, on the YouTube channel, and be able to produce more that became beyond a paywall at this point. Just the amount of, you know, physical time that I have in my life, I wouldn't be able to do it. And you know, and I want to keep putting out what I'm putting out now on YouTube, because of the community that we've put, and people are excited about the content that I put out. You know, so if I can manage to keep it so that I'm able to keep putting out the content for people to consume, but still be able to support it and make it a viable thing, then that's what I really want to do. That's why I kind of was edging towards the Patreon method versus putting up a paywall or putting up a you know, putting on paid content or something like that. I figured people would be more enthused to support it and keep it going the way it is. And it also allow you, you know, I know a lot of people put up ad blocker and things like that, but you know, and the ads they are what they are, but you know, a lot of people just don't want to watch ads, so, but they still want to support the channel, so this would give an opportunity to be able to do that as well. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you want to do. Also, let me know what kind of army you guys would like me to expand into. You know, I love the ones that I'm doing now, but you know, there's a lot of other ones I think would be cool. I think it'd be fun to do Tau. They're cool looking models. I know in this edition they're not super OP, but they're cool looking. Eldar are kind of cool. You know, I might expand into some Tyranids. I think that would be good. Maybe some Ashton Time. That would work well for synergy with, you know, with my Gene Stealer cult, because I could just put together smaller forces that could just ally with them versus having to go into like a whole larger army. So, but, you know, I think it would be, you know, there's different ways for me to go forward, but let me know what you guys think. What would be the next Glacial Geek army that you would like to see me build and paint? And, you know that it's not going to be, you know, it's probably not going to be the biggest and baddest of armies, but it'll be something. And I'll keep expanding it, sort of like I have with the, you know, with the Death Watch and the Gene Stealer cult, where, you know, slowly but surely I'll do smaller point games with my new army until I build it up to a point that it can be something bigger and better. You know what I mean? And who knows? Maybe in the future, if it becomes big enough, maybe if I'm, you know, if the channel becomes supported enough, I could actually get, you know, commission jobs to get armies together so that they can go onto the channel, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, what you want to see happen with the channel. I know a lot of you have been telling me that you really like what I do, and just rest assured that that's not going to change. I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to keep going and putting out what I put out. But at the same time, I want this to become something bigger and better. I really do. And I think we can do it. I think we've got a great community of people that watch the videos. I think we got a great community of people that come together over the videos. And I think that, you know, this change of location, as much as I'm sad to see to go, and as much as I'm sad to leave this community that I've developed, that has developed up here, I think I can turn this into a great opportunity for the channel going forward for the Glacial Geek. And I would love to keep doing bigger and better and better, and just keep doing more and more with the Glacial Geek, because I think it's a great thing and I have a lot of fun, and it's something I feel strong about it, and I feel enthused about it. I really do love the channel, and I love what it's become, and I love what it's doing. And you know, we may not always agree, every single one of us, on every single point, but at the same time, it's a hobby that I love. It's a hobby I'm excited about, and it's and I think that, you know, 40K is super rich and super exciting, and, you know, a lot of fun. I want to keep doing it. I want to keep expanding, and I know a lot of people really appreciate what I do, and that's what I want to keep doing. So I want to keep expanding, and I want this to become something bigger and better and better. So, but yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Any ideas, any suggestions. If you're down in the Savannah area, let me know, and, you know, maybe we'll get together. We can do some battle reports, because I'm going to be looking for, you know, building up the repertoire of people who want to play me, getting in games. I know there's a couple stores down there, so if you're down there, let me know which ones you play at. I know Savannah Lion, Morningstar, a lot of those places have a pretty substantial group of people, so I'm excited. I think there's a pretty decent community there, and there's a GW store up in Charleston, which is not that far away, and I'm pretty close to it, you know, a couple hours away from Atlanta, so I can probably come there for some bigger tournaments or something like that. And I'm willing to drive around a bit to see different parts of you know, the deep south down there. So yeah, let me know if you guys are down there. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that, and if you are down there, let me know, you know, what the scene's like where you're at. Maybe we can get together and you know, have a game or two and put it together, battle reports, because that's going to be the main emphasis once I get down there, is reestablishing myself in the community there, so that I can continue doing what I do. Because I can't do what I do without the community. I can't do what I do without you guys on you know, the YouTube community, and I can't do what I do without having a more local community. It's just the reality of the beast, of what it is. It requires other people. You know, a lot of, you know, I do all the videoing, I do all the editing, I play all the games, I do the thinking and whatnot. But you know, that's just the reality of what it is. But without the people to play me, without the people willing to paint their armies, to be on the channel, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. So I thank you all who have been on the channel, and I thank you all in the future who will be on the channel. So yeah, and also Savannah's a great place. It's an awesome city. I really, really loved it when I lived there before. So I'm excited to live there again. The winters are fantastic compared to the winters I've had up here. You know, that's something I'm kind of looking forward to, is being able to not have my car's battery die because of the cold. You know, if I don't turn it on after, you know, for 2 days. I'm also looking forward to not having to dig my car out or scrape the window every single day. So yeah, there are good things about this move. There are things that I'm going to miss about Alaska. It's the most beautiful place I've ever lived. And it's a wonderful place with exciting people, exciting things going on. And it's just, like I said, the most beautiful place that I've ever been, let alone lived in. So, but yeah, I hope you guys, let me know what you guys think. And let me know what you want to see the Glacial Geek become and expand into, because I think that, you know, I really think that it's something that could be bigger and better and awesome. And who knows, maybe I'll expand into other things, you know what I mean? I would love to maybe get into AOS. The Caradon Overlords are really, they're still calling to me, man. They're still calling to me. So who knows, maybe I can pull into something like that, expand into doing other things. Yeah, and let me know what you watch and what you would like to see and what you think I would be good at, you know what I mean? Because I'm not going to be good at everything. I don't think I'm going to become the next Casey Neistat, but I don't think I can do the daily vlog kind of thing, because yeah, I just don't think I could do that. But you know, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to do a lot of different things. So let me know what you think, and let me know about kind of what other people do that you think is interesting. You know, yeah, keep the conversation going about that. So yeah, there's some big things changing in the channel, coming to the channel, which is kind of exciting. I guess less about that and more into other things. I have been loving the new models that they're coming out with for 40K. Kind of going over while I'm painting these guys. They're just very cool. They're just cool looking. You know what I mean? I know that the rules, I don't think they're overpowered. I don't think they're, you know, to the point that you're just gonna, you know, that why take older models when you could take these new ones, because they're, you know, you pay for them being bigger and better. You know what I mean? But they look super cool. Like these guys with their skull masks, that's just cool looking. Just plain out cool looking. So I've been super excited with the stuff that GW's been coming out with and the things that they've been releasing. I think all the new stuff looks cool. I'm excited with what they're doing, and I'm excited to keep seeing how things are going to keep coming out. I think the new Dreadnought looks really cool. It's huge, which is kind of interesting, really kind of cool looking. I think that I've seen the new Chaplain, and I've seen the new Apothecary. Those things look super cool. Hopefully they'll be they're coming out and they'll be available for my Dark Angels, because I've got a billion different Chaplains, but I could always use another one. Always got to keep people on, you know, in line with what's going on. So I think that would be kind of interesting and cool. It'd be cool if they could be Interrogator Chaplains too. I just think they're big and cool looking. I think that these Reavers, they're just like the look of like the armored, you know, close combat special forces kind of look. They've got like the skull, you know, the skull helm in the front there, the half a skull helm, I should say. I just think they're going to be, they just look really cool. I think that the concept behind them is kind of really cool. When they I don't know if anyone read that, they released in the Regimental Standard, they put out an article talking about the Reavers and people like coming into contact with them, and it was super funny because it was talking about things. It's like, you know, as they're coming in, if you see them coming in, drop to the ground and lay down so you can create a nice soft landing spot for them as they land on top of your head, which we thought was really funny. I just think that I think they're doing a really cool job with them. I think they look badass. I think they're fun models, and they're fun to paint too. The bigger, they've got enough detail that it's still interesting to paint, but they've got like nice big surfaces which are pretty easy and fun to paint. Even my friend Jacob, he does commission painting, so check it out. It's PIs Paints on Facebook. But he's the one who did the Glacial Geek Primaris Librarian. He said he had a blast painting him, building him and painting him, which is kind of cool. And it's true. These new models are they're just really cool looking, and and I think that's I don't know, that's the entire reason I got into doing this stuff, was cool looking models and it's fun looking games. Because, you know, if I wanted to just play a cheaper game, I could find a cheaper game, you know. But I think the story and the models behind that GW puts out is the reason that I'm willing to you know, fork over the cash that I do for 40K. You know what I mean? I think it's worth it. I think what you get, what you pay for when it comes to GW stuff. And you get a really good product, and you get really fun, cool product. You know, I know a lot of people, they keep talking about how I'm just, you know, a hype man for GW, but I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's not that I feel forced to say it. I don't feel any obligation. GW doesn't pay me. I really do enjoy what they're putting out, and I really do enjoy it. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anything wrong with me feeling that way. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, I think there's a lot of people that that probably have legitimate concerns about whatever's going on, but I don't feel that way. You know what I mean? And I don't, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think I need to be critical to, you know, to be cool. You know, I think that I can legitimately enjoy what they're doing and what they're putting out. I don't think that, you know, in order to be a realist, that I have to be hypercritical of what they've done. You know, they came out with a new FAQ and took care of, you know, my last video when I was talking about flyers being OP. Well, now flyers don't count towards being knocked off the table. You know what I mean? So now if you've only got flyers on the table, you're considered wiped, you know? So it's an instant game ender right there. So they, you know, GW saw what was going on, heard from the community, and responded in kind. You know what I mean? So they didn't nerf them. They didn't make them so that they were worthless to take, but they did make it so that your list had to include other stuff. So you can't just take only flyers. They can still go in there, be awesome at their job that they do, but they have to be supported by other things on the table. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean? And people are talking, it's like, all right, well, I'll drop one flyer and just add some Marines. It's like, okay, but then once they're dead, you lose. Instantly lose. You know what I mean? And you never want to put yourself in a situation where where some quick maneuvers can just end your game for you. You know what I mean? I'd rather be either completely wiped off the table or just outplayed for objectives for me to lose a game. I don't want to lose a game because I've just decided to take certain models. I don't think that's fun. So that makes it that I'm not going to make a list of only flyers, you know? But at the same time, most of the time I'm not left with only flyers on the table with the list that I bring. So if that's going to be the case, then what you need to do is you need to make sure that you have enough that can be on the table that they're not going to just get wiped off, you know, in a turn or two before your flyers can really do work onto the enemy. So you either got to hope that you either have to make a list with those flyers that can wipe out your enemy's ability to wipe you off the table, or wipe your ground units off the table, or you need to make a list that has a lot more ground units so that you're not getting wiped off the table. So I think that's an interesting way, and the fact that they responded so fast like that, I think is great. I think it's incredible. I know a lot of people are upset because, you know, they went out and probably bought a bunch of Storm Ravens to make those flyers only lists. But at the same time, I think that what they did is they have to respond to the community, and they don't have to respond to just a few people who decided that they were, you know, looking to break the system. You know what I mean? And I don't think that, I think that they responded and did it in a way that wasn't super knee-jerky. You know what I mean? I think they did it in a way that made sense, because, you know, flyers can't just hold the ground. You know what I mean? Think about it in, you know, they talk about that even in, you know, in current real warfare, is that flyers can go in and do things, but if you really want to take control of a place, you need, you know, boots on the ground. And I think that in 40K, that's now the truth too. If you want to win a game, you've got to have boots on the ground. Otherwise, you lose. You know what I mean? So I think it makes sense. The way they went about it makes sense. The way they went about it also makes it so that flyers still fill the role that they had originally been doing, which is a fun support kind of badass gunship, but they're no longer your only source. Like, you can't just fly with only the Air Force. You need to have some guys on the ground there doing what guys on the ground do, you know, if you want to play. So I think that, but I think that shows that kind of originality, that kind of thinking outside the box. I think it's great, and I think it's a sign of things to come with GW, that they're willing to make these changes as they see it happening. You know what I mean? And I think it's fun. They're reactive. They're listening. They're engaged to what's going on, and they're responding in ways that are that work, and they're responding in ways that make things interesting and that are going to make things fun and keep the game competitive and keep the game flowing, and keep it so that people just aren't taking one kind of unit and spamming it. You know what I mean? I know that was kind of what people went into 8th edition looking to do. They were looking for the right units to try to spam them. And the reality is that I think they're creating a system now and creating a game where spamming isn't as effective as it had been in previous editions. And I think they're creating a system and a game where having the well-rounded armies is kind of the way you want to go. You know what I mean? If you want to have those flyers do the majority of your shooting, and you want to have those flyers do the majority of your killing for you, you're going to need to support them with people that can hold the ground that you're taking with those flyers. So no longer is your list only flyers. Now that you can't just spam flyers, you need to be able to have a robust ground force that can support them. You know what I mean? Because you can't just have token ground forces, because those token ground forces are too easily wiped off the battlefield. And if they're wiped off the battlefield, you lose. So it'll be interesting to see how this changes. We'll see when the next big tournament comes about with those new changes. And we'll have to see how it goes. I think that it's interesting. I think it's fun. I think it's going to be kind of cool, and it has me excited about the future, because as they're coming out with new and interesting things, that was one of the things that they would come out with these cool things in 8th edition, in 7th edition, I'm sorry, that were really interesting and kind of cool conceptually, but then people found ways to really break them. And it seems like now that this gives them, the way they responded to the flyers, gives them the ability to respond to, allows them the creativity to kind of create what they think is cool, create what they think is fun, and kind of expand with the lore and expand with the fluff, and build really fun and interesting things. But at the same time, they have now the ability to respond if there's unforeseen circumstances. You know what I mean? So because they created those detachments, because they're like, I'm sure people want to bring a whole bunch of flyers. I think it'd be fun to be able to bring a whole bunch of flyers. And if you're playing a narrative, fun game, and you just want to have, you want to do bombing runs or something like that for the story that you're putting together, you can actually still have a completely flyer-based army. But if you're going into match play, where that kind of stuff can easily become broken, they've made it a system now. They've made a system now that means that you have to have other things in your list, and you have to have a bit of a more balanced list because of that. And I think that their willingness, I should say, to respond quickly and creatively, and respond in a way that doesn't just have them taking units out of games, bodes well for the future for the new things that they build. So that if it turns out that the Primaris tank, for instance, turns out it's super OP for the amount of points that they originally put it, they've shown that they don't have a problem responding to that. They even did it with the Razor Wings. They made them more expensive because because that's what it comes down to. Is like, if a unit is that obviously that big a choice that it makes sense to just bring only them, then perhaps they were undercosted. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to, is like, as they see units that people are bringing a lot of, it's an indication that a unit was not costed properly to the effect it has on the game. So if they're willing to make those changes for things so that it becomes a bit of a more interesting situation, keeps things going in a better way, then it bodes well for the future of 8th edition. So yeah, this is a bit of, I guess it's probably a bit of a shorter sit and talk here, but I just wanted to get out there the information about the channel changing, and it's not going to change to the point of like, I'm not going to change what it is that I do, but I'd like to expand what it is that I do, because there's a lot to me as a nerd. I mean, as you can see with my the mask that I had here, and you know, my Deadpool thing, my Deadpool T-shirt. There's a lot to me that's beyond 40K. 40K is a huge part of my life. Like I said, I probably put like 40 to 60 hours a week into this channel. So it's a huge part of my life. It's a huge part of what I do, but it's not the only thing that I do. And I would like to expand into other avenues of what it is that I find enjoyable and entertaining, while not messing with what I do for this channel. I want to keep putting out what you guys enjoy, what you've come to expect for the Glacial Geek, but I would like to expand into other areas of things that that you will hopefully come to expect from the Glacial Geek. And I think that going forward, I'm going to have the ability to do that, and I think that's a very exciting prospect. So yeah, moving. I'm sad to leave Alaska, and I've got a lot of work that I've got to do to get down there. But it's sad to see Alaska go, but at the same time, I'm excited by the prospect of what being down there holds. And it seems like Savannah, Georgia has a pretty good 40K scene that I will become, I'm sure, a big part of. And I will look to travel and be around the country. So hopefully, if you guys are going to tournaments and conventions and stuff, hopefully you'll be able to see me. And, you know, if you do see me, you know, come and say hello. And like I said, if you're down in, you know, in the Savannah, Georgia area, or within close distance of Savannah, Georgia area, you know, let me know, and maybe we can get together and do something. Maybe we can do a battle report and let it know, because I know a lot of you have been looking to want to, you know, to get together, but Alaska is pretty hard to get to. So, and because of that, it's hard for me to get to other places. So now, being down in the lower 48, I think I'm gonna have a better opportunity to travel and go to other bigger events, and I think that's gonna be exciting. An exciting change for the channel. And starting up the Patreon, you know, I know a lot of people have reached out saying they want to support what it is that I do, and I really appreciate that. I really do. And what you guys do, spreading the word about the channel, telling other people to watch it, sharing the links, getting other people on board, that helps. That helps a lot, and that's definitely, absolutely supports the channel, and I really appreciate everything that you guys have done. You know, the fan art, just saying, hey, good job, you're doing something awesome, makes a big difference. It really helps me, because there have been times when I've been, you know, up to 4 a.m. waiting for a video to render, that I've just been sitting there going, why is it that I'm doing what I'm doing? And then, you know, when I put out that video and someone responds and just says, thank you so much for what you do, you know, or I really love your videos, it makes it worth it. You know what I mean? It makes me realize that there are people out there that really appreciate what it is that I do and want me to keep doing what it is that I do. And yeah, and I want to keep doing what it is that I do, and I want to keep that going, because we have a great community here, but I want to expand it, and I think that there's a lot more that I can do and a lot more that I can put out there. But it's going to take a bunch, and I think that starting out the Patreon is the best way for me to keep doing what I'm doing, but still expand into more areas and be able to expand the capabilities of what it is that I do. Because at this point, it's been, you know, it's quite a bit of an investment into this channel to make it happen. And my wife has been super supportive of me doing it, but at the same time, you know, I don't want the channel to just be kind of a drain on our family. I want it to be something that can be value added for us, you know, going forward as we, you know, keep going onward and upward. So I think Patreon is the best way for me to keep doing what I'm doing, putting out the content that you guys have come to expect and expect from the channel, but still be able to expand into bigger and better things. So I really appreciate all the support. Let me know what you guys think, and you know, keep it going, and let me know. Seriously, let me know what you guys want to see from the channel going forward. I know we had that before. We talked about it, and people had ideas, and some of it has expanded. You know what I mean? I've done some stuff. So I think this show was one of the suggestions that people had for what they wanted to see happen. So you know, it does happen, and I've been doing more and more, and I really do listen to you guys. I do want to listen to what you have to say. And understand that just because I don't do exactly what you say doesn't mean that I disregarded what you said. But you have to understand that there's a lot that goes into it, and not all the suggestions are possible. Like I had, someone suggested, it's like, well, why don't you have, motion graphics going through the whole thing and just having on this, because that would probably double the amount of time that I spend editing, and I spend a lot of time editing these videos as is, you know. So certain things are just not possible for me to do, and there's other things that you know, I would rather do other stuff, but keep them coming, because I want to hear what you have to say, because you know, you guys are the ones who watch this stuff, so I want you guys to be happy as much as I'm happy making them. So yeah, I think these guys are coming along pretty well, getting these base coats on as the first layer on, and I'll keep doing it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and hopefully we'll keep getting bigger and better, and I will keep you guys updated on the changes and everything that's going on, and let you know when I make the final move down to Savannah, Georgia. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I hope it's been informative, and I think this is big changes coming to the channel, but good changes. And I'm not going to be stopping doing. You're not going to see anything change from what you've seen, what the channel does so far. We're just going to have more and better and bigger. So yeah, so let me know, keep the conversation going in the comments, and let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to see, and how you want the Glacial Geek to expand. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and until next time, have fun.